Melissa. Welcome back to the Single Mom Homestead. Today I am up here at the old barn. You may have seen it in the very first video that I posted. I thought I would do a little walkthrough tonight, kind of show you around and discuss some of the things that I want to fix and improve on it. And if you wouldn't mind, at the end of the video, if you could leave some suggestions down in the comments of maybe things that you would do to help fix up the barn. So here's the inside of the old barn, and I do know some history on it. Do have some stuff stored in here. See some plywood back there. Now this was not the main barn on the farm here back then. The main barn actually burnt down quite some years ago, but this one was used to store their carriage, and the floor was kind of ramped so that they could, you know, push the carriage up into it. And I believe on this side over here, there used to be a lean-to over there, and I think they used to keep the horse over there. And as you can see, there's feeding troughs built in. Now it's just filled with old hay. After we had purchased the farm and moved in, we had noticed that quite a large size family of groundhogs had made their home under the floor of this barn, and it started to collapse the floor and had rotted the floor pretty bad. And so we went ahead and just took it out. Now we just have a dirt floor up here. I'll show you those feeding troughs again. I really like how you can see the marks from the saw. I would assume they had it cut at a sawmill on the pieces of wood. And there's some bird poop. Sometimes the chickens hang out in here. So this barn originally did not have a loft. We ended up building it ourselves. We stored hay up there for a few years for our cows. And what we did was we just sunk some cedar post into some concrete in the ground. You can't really see the concrete now. And then we just kind of built this floor on top. And it works really good as a hay loft. We've, you know, like I said, stored hay. I've also stored Christmas decorations up there one year. Sometimes the kids play up there. And these horseshoes we found here on the farm. Most of them we just found down in the dirt as we were working. This farm did used to make their own horseshoes here. And so we believe that most, if not all, of these horseshoes were made right here on the farm. So this ladder that we are using to get up to the hayloft was never actually a ladder at all. It was a pallet that we got for free. I think we got it from my brother's work. And it's worked out to be the perfect ladder to get up there. And I'll take you up there here in just a minute. Alright, so we are up in the hayloft. No, the lighting isn't the best up here. As far as I know, this is all the original wood. Okay, so now I want to show you some of the issues that this barn is having and the things that I want to repair, and this is where I would like your suggestions on what you would do. Okay, so this is the back side of the barn, and like I said, on the inside, as far as I know, this is the original wood. As you can see, it is crumbling in some spots. We do have a hole here. So this is the foundation, and I've already restacked these rocks once, but the chickens and especially the raccoons have been digging these rocks out. So I'm gonna have to restack them and probably use concrete or mortar. Not sure which one I want to use yet. Give me your suggestions in the comments. It really has to be fixed. And as you can see, this was board and batten siding. And unfortunately, it's just, you know, starting to crumble with age. And I really hate the thought of getting rid of the wood because it's so old. So, do you think I should just cover over it? Try to repair it? What would you do? So remember how I told you I was building the chicken coop under the carport? I'm in the process of building a second one, and all these chickens and birds that are up here are going to be leaving the barnyard. So that coop there on the left is going to be going away. I'm going to be tearing down all of that wire and all of the plywood, and I'm going to be redoing that lean-to. It's just time for this area to be emptied of animals for the land to heal. I'm thinking about closing in this back side and the side and leaving the front open. This is the front of that lean-to. As you can see, it's just plain old plywood, nothing special. So this I will be tearing down. This did have doors on it when we first moved here, but the wood had gotten so rotten that it couldn't hold the weight up of them anymore, and we took it down. I can't decide if I want to add doors or leave it open once I redo it. Part of me kind of want to put the window in up there where that motion light is. Bring some light up into that loft. You can see the old wood under the metal. That was the original wood roof. Actually, one of the original barn doors that was on the front. You can see how bad a shape it was getting in. So as you can see, there's a lot of repairs that need done to this old barn, but there's also a lot of things that I love about it. And it would be shameful to let this barn that is so old and so full of history crumble. So I need to do something with it soon, and I'm thinking I need to start with that rock foundation back there that is in really dire need of help. And then, like I said, I'm not really sure if I want to try to salvage some of the wood. You know, it does have a lot of the square nails and original features in it. Maybe if I should go over the old wood with new wood to keep the old wood where you can see it on the inside of the barn. You know, there's just so much to consider. And like I said earlier, please leave your comments and suggestions down below of what you would do if this is your barn. And maybe you can point me in the right direction of some of the repairs that I need to do. And I hope that you enjoyed this little barn as much as I do. There's been many times during a rainstorm that I have come up here and just sat and enjoyed it and listened to the metal roof. And it's one of my favorite things here, and I want to preserve it and keep it for as long as possible. So thanks for joining me on this walkthrough of the old barn.